You're creative, you deliver every day, but something always feels hollow. And then the question creeps in, is my creativity even worth anything here? Was it ever good enough? Or should I maybe kept this a hobby? You delivered something today. You knew it was solid, but the feedback came in as a metric, polite, neutral, and completely missing the point. And you closed your laptop thinking, maybe I'm just not creative enough for this environment. You're not burning out. And you're not failing either. But something important is slowly going quiet. This isn't a creativity problem. You're a systems builder who hasn't named their system yet. And if you're wondering what Lego has to do with any of this, stay with me. But first, an unnamed system can't defend itself. I once started a new role, and around me there was complete chaos, and I voiced that. So they handed me the task to build the structure the whole team agreed they needed. And even though everyone agreed, nobody moved. My manager needed consensus first for every small detail. And the whole team had been there too long to believe that I could see something they'd missed the whole time. But the truth is, I could see exactly what was needed. But every time I tried to move forward, it stalled. And at some point, I stopped trying to do it right. I just delivered what they wanted, not what they needed. I called it professional, but something went very quiet in me. Not dramatic and not loud, just gone. I only understood how much that cost me when I had a reason to leave. I hadn't lost my ability to see clearly. I lost the conditions to act on what I saw. That's not a you problem, that's an interface problem. You didn't lose your creativity. You lost the conditions to trust it. And the worst part? You adapted so well you didn't even notice. Here's what's actually happening. Most creative people look at corporate systems and see nothing but constraints. Rigid blocks, fixed rules, and no room to breathe. But that's a misread. Lego isn't less creative than total freedom. The pieces are standardized, but the combinations are infinite. And the creativity lives in how you move within the system. The real problem? You've been running your creative process on instinct for years. You have blocks, the divergence time, or the taste checks, or the extra loop when you sense that something still feels off. But you never named those blocks. And because they were never named, the environment can only measure what's visible, time, cost, and KPI. And that's not wrong, it just can only measure what's visible. And your process isn't. You already have blocks. You just never had to name them before. Name yours and make them visible to yourself first. And what you do within those constraints is entirely up to you. It can be different every time, unrepeatable. And that's not despite the structure, it's because of it. And once you can explain that in block language, like here's my process, here's what it needs, and here's what it produces, something shifts. They stop seeing a creative who's hard to measure, and they start seeing a creative who knows exactly what she's doing and why. And it gives you one more thing. When the feedback is missing the point, you stop asking, am I failing? And start asking, is this environment meeting the conditions for good work? And that's a question you can answer without spiraling. And defining your blocks is in itself a creative act. I'll link the video where I explain more about this. The corporate environment didn't take your creativity. It just showed you that your process was never named. So name it. And suddenly it doesn't depend on where you work anymore. You're not the problem. You're just a creative whose invisible process just met the visible system for the first time. That's not failure, that's information. So start there. If this landed, name one block in the comments this week. Just one. This is where it starts. And if you want to go deeper, the next piece is already waiting for you.